Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Can we talk with Monique? I am Monique. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that little bell so you're notified of my next upload. Let's get into it. All right, this particular upload and podcast is the Narcissistic Smirk. What does it mean? So I don't know if you see the picture there. Have you guys out there in YouTube land, men, women, I say guys, I'm from up north, so that kind of encompasses men and women, so please don't be offended. But have any of you seen this narcissistic smirk? And what exactly does it mean? And when I look back on, and maybe you can go back into your brain and think about situations where you saw the person smile, but it really wasn't kind of like a smile. It was a smirk, a smile with just with a little irkiness in it, not real and genuine. And so I started thinking about the narcissists that were in my life at one point in time. And clearly, I've seen this smirk several times, and the most recent one was with an old co-worker. And this is how I knew something was wrong, guys. It's like, after you've been in a situationship with these people, and this happened probably about a couple of years ago, but she was telling me about her sister who she was a twin with or something. I think she was twins. I think she had a twin sister. And she said her sister had fallen on ice or fallen at home and fell and hit herself like on her face and had black and blue bruises in the eye area. And she was showing me the pictures. But something, now I'm looking down at these pictures and I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. And something said, look up. I'm telling you, it's like you get these spidey senses, right? And I looked up at the person who was a former coworker, and I'm looking at her face, and she has a smile on her face as she's telling me. And I looked at her and I said, that's not funny. Why are you laughing? She was like, oh, no, it's nothing. I'm just, And I looked at her, and after that, I left her alone because I knew, I'm like, we're talking about a negative situation. You shouldn't have a smirk, a smile. You should have a frown and be crying if you talking about your twin done fell and hit themselves. And they have black and blue bruises, but yet you got a smirky smirk on your face. And then her eyes just were evil. I said, oh no, And after that, I was like, nope. I knew that was a sign of that sociopathy, that it was a bad sign. I didn't care what it was. I knew it was a bad sign, and I stayed the heck away from that person. But something just told me to look up. I'm looking at these pictures, and when I'm telling you she was literally smirking, smiling, I was like, what? I was like, oh no, Another time, let me see. It was a situation where I had gone out with this person, and that's why we have to pay attention and be aware of our surroundings and don't just be caught up in the moment. Look, because you'll see some of these red flags. So another time we were at a show or something, and I had got up and was clapping my hands and doing my little two-step, but the person I was with, who I realize now, it clearly has some on that spectrum somewhere. I looked down and he was staring at me. It was like a narcissistic stare, but with a smirk in it at the same time. I was like, oh my God, what's that all about? Just smirking. And I'm saying to myself, what was behind that? Were you thinking like, yeah, I got her here and whatever. I don't know, but I know that look. And it's almost like, one of the ways you can tell it's like a smirk, and it's not natural, because most people, if you see the face here, it's his mouth doing something, but the eyes are dead, staring. So there's no light to it. When most people smile, their eyes light up and get a little wide and you can see the whites of their eyes. Well, when you see somebody smirking, they are smiling with their mouth, but their eyes don't light up. And so when the old saying, like, your face lights up, That's only if you have a heart and you're able to feel that emotion, right? And so we know for narcissists, they don't have that empathy, that real emotion. So they have to fake it. They have that false self, and they're incapable of being genuine as it relates to smiling. So they'll move their mouth, but their eyes are not going to show and light up bright, right? So you know how babies smile very early on, even in their first, when they come out, and they may just be laughing at anything, but their eyes also engage us. So as you can see here, his eyes are not engaging. It's just like he's smirking, but his eyes are not engaging with the smile, right? And that's how they communicate. And that's how that, but when you look at the smirk, it's a fake forced smile. I used to always say to the narcissist, I would never know if they were happy or not. And I would always ask, are you okay? Obviously, if I was asking if they were okay, that meant they weren't okay. Maybe it was my overabundance of joy and happiness. Maybe that made them uncomfortable. But the fact that I knew that I was in a room with somebody who really could not experience joy made me uncomfortable. But I kept asking them, are they okay? Are you okay? What's wrong? It was the fact that they couldn't feel. So you're around somebody who's happy-go-lucky, who's wanting to live life, and, they probably were like, dang, I can't even feel this. This is horrible for me, but I could sense it, but I didn't pay attention to it, guys, right? So laughing. They always had a sinister laugh. It wasn't like joy. Like, you laughing at a show that's funny, a joke, whatever, and it just tickles you and you like, oh my God, that's too funny. They don't have that emotion. Now that I think of it, they don't have that. It's very hollow, very contrite, very reserved. They just don't have that happiness, that joy, that real laugh that'll have you on the floor rolling around with your stomach hurting, that type of thing. I remember back in the day, I used to watch these shows, and I don't know, I'm dating myself. It was a show called Benny Hill. It wasn't a good show for people to watch, though. I should had no business watching it. But that show used to crack me up, y'all. It would be funny, like in Living Color, and you just cackling and laughing. They can't do that. And I would be like, what's wrong? Why you not laughing? And then as time went on, I used to say, you don't even have a sense of humor. They don't. They did, like, their jokes and stuff are really not jokes. They have most narcissists have the weirdest sense of humor too, right? So you see that smirk on their face, and it's just a forced smile because they don't have a personality, and there's really no deep communication to them. There's nothing deep about them. So they gotta put on that mask and pretend, and they have a hollow laugh, and like with the smirk, the edges of their mouth kind of like turn up because they're really not happy. They're like, dang, I've got to pretend like this or something like that. But it's forced. But their eyes don't match, because if you're smiling, your eyes should light up. You should see the white of their eyes. So, that's how you can know somebody is just fake smiling, fake smirking, because it doesn't match, right? And so, let's see. Look at this picture here. This is like a sinister smirkiness. He's smiling, but obviously this doesn't match happiness. This matches devilment right here. Ew, look at this face. He's smiling, but the rest of this, even with his head tilted, you can see that this is not a laugh happy. This is, I'm gonna get you, or you think you get, but I'm gonna, they always want to get back at you anyway. So this is like a smirk smile here, but it ain't happiness and joy. His eyes are not wide, bright, and he doesn't have a huge, wide smile up here. He has like a smirk going on. So that was the other time, that time with the ex-coworker. And then I was at a little show with this person, and then the other people that I start thinking about, they don't really laugh and have a good time. Like, they really, really can't, guys. Like, smiling, laughing, cackling, on the floor, losing control, just letting it all hang out, having a good time. They don't know how to do that. But if you do that, they have an issue with it. If you are happy and joyous, they are so bothered by it. They really can't sincerely smile. I've even watched some of these YouTubers that say they're survivors, and you could clearly see they smile, but it's a smirk. Their eyes do not follow with it, guys. Pay attention and look. It's one of those things that you can see, and it's just dead. Literally dead. It says their eyes are windows to your soul. It truly is. It's very, very true. Their eyes are dead. They don't match. And so you can look at that and see, and that's another way that you can see that something is just not right, but we ignore all those things. So smirking, what does it mean? It's fake. It's contrite. It's pretend. It's a mask. It's something that they do. It's forced. It's not true. It's phony. It's not genuine. And when you smile with your face. You smile with your eyes. You smile with your cheeks. You smile with your lips. They have to just turn up their mouth, but their face, their cheeks, their eyes, it doesn't open up and brighten up, right? Because when you're smiling, you're opening yourself up to joy, peace, happiness. They can't do that, right? So it's like a letting go, an aliveness, humor, and actually a smile engages somebody with you. And so because a narcissist can't engage, they have to smirk. So guys, think of the times, if you're still in a relationship, hopefully you'll be able to get out, but look at them sometimes. Some of these things, even with the narcissistic stare. I have a video of the narcissistic stare. Sometimes you'll see that deadly stare. That means something. Right? But this smirk, it's always sinister because they think they're getting over. They're like, oh, I got this one, or I outsmarted this person. It's not anything good. It's always about, trying to get over, but it doesn't resonate with them. They don't feel it, right? It's their false sense of self. They're not able to be genuine, so they have to pretend. Go to my other video, guys, that I did recently. I did a commentary on the interview with the sociopath, somebody with antisocial personality disorder. And he basically said that he had to learn and pretend how to be happy. He said he laughed a lot. And he said he would try to joke around a lot to make people feel comfortable, to let their guard down. But it probably wasn't genuine laughs. So, he said he had to pretend all the time. So this smirk is a pretend laugh. Like it may be a situation. He said he had to teach himself, like in certain situations when somebody died, that he had to pretend to be sad. So, I would always notice, like when it was happy occasions or something, I'd be like, thank you so much. Or they did something for me. Narcissists don't do anything for you unless, they're expecting something from you, whatever that might be. But they don't do something for nothing. It's always an agenda with them. But I would be like, oh, thank you. And they would just kind of back away and be like, yeah, okay. It was never normal. Guys, meaning ladies, gentlemen, don't ignore that. If it doesn't seem right, it's not right. And maybe it may not be anything concrete that you could put your finger on, but if your body and your mind says it's not right, if somebody's giving you a gift and you're thanking them or hugging them and they're kind of backing up or just kind of acting like they got an attitude or just kind of frowning or not really smiling for the occasion, or saying, hey, thanks, I'm glad that I gave that to you. I'm so happy that you're happy. If you're giving somebody something, you're at their, I remember one time for my birthday, went to this restaurant and they complained about how the restaurant rice was dirty and stank or whatever. And I'm like, I'm here to enjoy my birthday. I'm not here to, if you don't like the rice, that's too bad. I like my food. But if you want to try to truly make somebody feel okay and enjoy their day with them, you would just eat the rice or chicken or whatever it is and just keep it going, but they cannot enjoy anything. So people, if you encounter folks and you're like their emotions don't seem to match the occasion, that's a red flag. That is a huge red flag. That might be one of the best red flags before you get intertwined with them. Their emotion, their response, their reaction does not match the occasion or the situation. It's just like if somebody's dying and they standing there laughing, that's something wrong right there, for real. Okay, that's that lack of empathy going on. But when I saw that woman, man, I stayed away from her like it was the plague. Do you not understand me? When she showed me them pictures of her sister, and I saw that smirk on her face, because I'm sitting down. Let me give you the visual. We're sitting next to each other. She hands me the pictures. I'm looking down at the pictures. She's sitting next to me, so I don't see her face, but I'm going, oh my God, that's awful. How did this happen? But I just so happened to look up to my left, and I saw the smirk on her face. I said, I don't watch enough videos. Leave that person alone, because they are the psychopath or sociopath or narcissist or all in one. Leave them alone. Goodbye. See you later. I was like, After that, the rest of the day, I was just like real, I think I was gray rocking for the rest of the day. I was gray rocking. I ain't really had too much to say about nothing. One thing I did notice, she was trying to tell me everything about her, stuff that was personal in her life, and that's a red flag. You meet somebody for the first time, I don't need to know that you was divorced or your husband was abusive, or that you would. I don't know. That's just too TMI. I don't need to know that. I don't know you. But it was that. That's why those are red flags, guys. And I left that person alone. I would just be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm busy. Oh, look, there's a fly in the sky. I'll go over to the other side. Child, but this person is cunning, very smart. Let me tell you, if you didn't know or see them things, you would never know. I'm telling you guys, you would never know. And I see some things now. I'm like, I know that. I know I was right. I'm glad I did that. I had no problems with that person. But these are things that we should not ignore. If their emotions don't fit the situation, if you feel like they being fake and phony, then and they smirking, but their eyes is showing that they upset, but their mouth is moving, and their mouth is like they trying to smile, but their eyes is like, I really don't want to be here. This is not really what I want to do. Take that as red flags. They show. See, the thing about it is they can't hide their emotions of who they are. Right? They can hide them, but they cannot, they'll try to metamorph. How could I put this? They cannot show true emotion. So they can't show true happiness, and they can't show empathy. So they have to fake it. And so if you know what a true smile is, and you're around somebody whose smile looks fake, or they just don't even laugh, you be on the lookout for them. Be on the lookout. Don't get too close to them. If their response and reaction is laughter in the wake of disaster, something ain't right. Something ain't right. If they are responding in a situation and laughing or smirking when it's a catastrophe or somebody, I think I was reading something about, I don't know who it was. I know it's one of these serial killers. I don't know, but I know the lady was saying something about his response to a very negative situation. She thought that was a red flag, but she didn't think anything of it. Child, please. They don't respond to a situation. They say like cruel stuff to you or stuff. Listen to them. They're not joking with you. The narcissist that I was with at one point in time that was like, said something to the effect of, if I remember correctly, something about that the dirt roads in the South or something where they lived, you could tie somebody to a tree and pour honey and maple syrup all over them, and the bugs would come and eat you. What kind of look, people, when you see the initial red flags like these smirks and these inappropriate reactions to a emotional situation, because that's one thing they can't hide. Their eyes are dead. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but that's one thing I notice a lot. I'm very keen to that. I can look in people's eyes, and if their eyes are dead, I'm not messing with you. Dead. You all day long, because they can't fake that emotion. They can't have that joy, that glee, that light, that brightness. They ain't got it. I'm sorry. I know that's ebonics, but they ain't got it. And when I see dead eyes like that, oh no, I'm going the other direction. Running up the street. Look, there's a bird, there's a plane. I'm going the opposite way. Just like Dr. Romney. I'll put her name. She's another YouTuber. She is great here on YouTube as it relates to these, dealing with people who are in these relationships and situationships with people who are, what do they call them? On the MPD, sociopath, that type of thing. She said if she meets a charming person that's so charming, she goes the opposite way. Because there's something about somebody being so charming that underneath that charm, because the fake phony persona, underneath that charm could be the devil himself. So I remember they said that about, was that not Jeffrey Dahmer, but it was this other serial killer. And they were like, everybody said the same thing. He's so charming, but he's so charming. And he was a daggone, yes, you gotta look, you ain't gonna come out and tell people, well, I'm a serial killer. You gotta be charming to get people to trust you, and that's one of the things they do. They try to gain our trust right on. But look at that body language. This is funny. I watch videos now, and some people study body language, and they do have profilers who work for the government who profile serial killers, and there's certain patterns that they have in their life. But one thing is that body language. Something about that they can't, that smiling, them dead eyes, them smirks. If you go to that video, the interview with a person with the antisocial personality disorder, you could see him smirking. That was one of the things I highlighted. He smirks all throughout that video. It's not clear smiles. They try to smile, but it's not real because their eyes are dead. Their eyes don't light up. And if they try to do it, it looks even fake and phonier. You know what I mean? So guys, have you guys seen that narcissistic smirk? Have you witnessed it? And if so, what was going on at the time? Or how did you witness it? Because I gave y'all some examples of what I witnessed. And like I said, I've stayed away from that woman like she had the plague. I was like, oh no, that's supposed to be your sister. And then I look up. It was just something. I just was looking down at the pictures. I looked up and she was smirking. And I said, what's wrong with you? I said, why are you smiling? And she hurried up. She must have, it's like the mask slipped right quick. And she was like, oh, no. I wasn't, I was just thinking about, no, I know what I saw. And that's how you getting stronger. That's how you healing, because you'll see stuff and you be like, nope, those red flags will go off, and your gut and your conscience will be like, leave him alone. And I don't even question that voice no more. The voice will go, leave him alone. No. And I'll be like, yep, I'm listening to that voice. All right, I'll see you later. Can I have your number? No, I don't. I'm getting ready to change my number tomorrow. I'll call you. Give me your number, because you know what? My phone ain't working. Whatever that case may be, I'm not trying to get intertwined with these folks no more, because they can ruin your life, for real. But yeah, look at these two pictures. That's the sinister smirk right there. That's sinister. But this see his eyes? It doesn't match. He's trying real hard, and it's on that one-sided type of situation. Sometimes you'll see both sides will be turned up, but you clearly see he ain't really for it. He trying to smile and say like he happy, but he really isn't. So guys, tell me down below, do you see that smirk on their face? And what were the situations when they were smirking, or when you saw it, or what, did you catch them on the side, on the slide, or did you see them face to face with that? But yeah, guys, the smirk, the narcissistic smirk, yeah, it's really phony. It's their persona. What it means is it's fake. What it means is that it's not real. What it means is they can't genuinely show that emotion. They can engage with us and communicate that joy, and it must be very miserable. It's not funny, guys. It's probably a miserable existence. To not be able to feel that joy. But I'm not. Look. My hot hat goes out to those people who choose to counsel them. But most of the time, they're not going into counseling anyway because they don't think nothing is wrong with them. They usually get into counseling when they've committed a crime or their wife or their husband is getting ready to leave them. It is not going to be voluntary. And then 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work anyway because they're going to try to manipulate the therapist. So, it's a forced, fake, hollow smile. They don't even laugh. You know how you laugh from your gut? Like, me, I scream. Like when I'm laughing, I'm screaming. Like I'm laughing like, I'm hollering because it's so funny. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it was. I had a nickname of Mrs. Giggles. Somebody nicknamed that to me. And I would laugh at almost anything because I'm happy-go-lucky. I think what it was I was with this person and I was so happy. It made them so uncomfortable. And me being so happy probably was hell for them. But hell, they made it hell for me. But not no more. It's a process. It's a journey, guys. But, these little things can help you avoid a world in a heap of issues, because your body language should be appropriate for the situation. You shouldn't be smiling and smirking if somebody gets run over by a truck or, hit by a truck or passes away. That should not be funny. There's nothing to smirk at. So if somebody falls and it's your twin sister and hits their head and has black and blue marks all over them, there's nothing to smirk about. You should have a frown on your face or be sitting there crying. So that's how I knew something was straight up and down wrong. But yes, that's why I'm going to continue, guys, to share my stories and experiences. Of course, I don't share names because that's not appropriate to do. We can share just different things that have happened in our life that's appropriate, that help us to identify these things and these behaviors in people. And then that helps us, when we encounter these folks, those red flags go off. Your mind and your gut goes, don't even bother. Listen to it. Keep it moving. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Share these videos. Any little thing may help other individuals. This is a situation where there are a lot of women and men who are in situations that are life and death situations. This is abuse. When you're involved with these individuals of manipulation, it's control and abuse. And we have to get ourselves empowered and learn about these behaviors and the tricks that these people, because they trick you. It's all about trickery. And so that we don't get entangled and enmeshed. But the one thing they can't do is be happy and whole and smile and laugh like we do. And so if we can pick up on this right away in the beginning, then guess what? We can avoid some of these situations. All right, y'all, give me a thumbs up for this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Can We Talk with Monique. Peace, y'all.